Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Vinyltreasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live this February 26, 2025. I want to welcome you to the All 60s Soul Show on this kind of like a beautiful day today here in Westchester County, New York. We're here from 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till midnight. We'll do a little bit of overtime for this evening for the Soul Show. So thank you all for being here. If you are new to the program, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about this program broadcasting live on YouTube, also live on the Oldies and More Radio Network. And we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, although it's kind of like a somber evening because just such a very tragic week of deaths in the music field, which is terrible. I mean, it's part of life, but not when so many pass away in such a short time. It's just not good. But anyway, that I remember that record that we just played. Actually, it's a request for Busta Bass in our YouTube chat room. This trumpeter playing the trumpet there on that. Flugelhornist, cornetist and trombonist, singer and composer from South Africa. His name, Hugh Masekela, and he was known as the father of South African jazz. And in 1960, he moved to the U.S., first recording for the Mercury label back in 1963, but and then on MGM, I think in 66. Then this one, Busta Bass Request, was a big hit for him, a big #1 hit, his 4th of 9 on the Uni label, called Grazin' in the Grass, May 1968 release on Uni. This was my aunt's 45. The label is, the record is not off-center, but the label is off-center. So kind of, Lenny, your eyes are going to go a little buggy on that. But anyway, that's a great record. That one there, by request for listener Busta Bass. Got a bunch of requests for tonight, and I wasn't able to find them all. When you request records from the 1970s, that's what makes it difficult. Because what I did is I separated my entire collection. Everything used to be by label down in the No Humidity basement. But when I went in there, I said, I can't find these requests on Columbia and on Epic and all those major labels. So I decided to go the route of alphabetically. So I separated the collection in like 80s and 70s and pop and 50s and vocal group harmony and everything else. So all the 70s were all mushed together. So there were a lot that I've collected at the beginning of my collecting career when I was a teenager. So those are in the box. I can find those. But a lot of the other ones I can't. But I tell you, I have them, but I can't find them. So I babble on here. But let's open up the vocal portion here. I really like this record. I like this singer, originally from Nashville, Tennessee, but he was raised in Cleveland, Ohio. He was a member of a 50s vocal group. It's a very rare 45 on the Tress label. They were called the Future Tones. His real name was Charles Hatcher, but in 1966 he signed with Rick Tick Records, and he would change his name to Edwin Starr. Had 6 releases on the Rick Tick record label. This is his 4th release, a tune written by Al Hamilton and Richard Morris. This charted number 92 on Cashbox, number 84 on Billboard, number 4, a big number 4 record if you were listening up in Detroit to WJLB from April 1966. We open up the vocal portion with Mr. Edwin Starr and his tune called Headline News.
About the new love that I found.
That's April 1966 release from Mr. Edwin Starr. That's his follow-up to Stop Her on Sight, SOS, song entitled Headline News. That's on the Rick Tick record label. You know it's Headline News when Johnny G is live on YouTube and live on the Oldies and More radio stream. So tell your friends about this program, as it is an educational show. It is entertaining and educational. For those not familiar with this music from the 1960s, you're always going to get an earful from Johnny G on a Wednesday evening. Let's continue here. Let's stay in Detroit now. And this group first recorded as the Delphis back in 1962. I should say the lead singer of the group recorded for the Checkmate record label. But no, I guess they were part of the Delphis, this trio of gals, Rosalind Ashford, Annette Sterling, and lead singer Martha Reeves. And first providing background vocals to Marvin Gaye's 1962 Tamla hit, Stubborn Kind of Fella. But let's give a listen to their fifth release on Berry Gordy Jr.'s Gordy record label. Hopefully the copyright police, the gremlins, will not be attacking Johnny G tonight. This is a produced and written by the famous Holland Dozier Holland writing team. This charted number 42 on Billboard, number 11 on the R&B chart from January 1964. This is a West Coast press for you collectors out there. It's a styrene with the lighter purple. It's cheap styrene, that's what I call it, but it plays nice. Here are Martha and the Vandellas on the Gordy record label. The song is called Live Wire. Yeah, Sound of Motown here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyltreasure Show. Martha and the Vandellas, Martha Reeves on lead, January 64 release. That's their fifth release on the Gordy label. Live Wire is the name of the tune. As we continue here on the All 60s edition, again, if there is a flip side that you'd like to hear, that you know is a song you really like, you can let Johnny G know. I'll do an instant request. I can't take requests during the show. and it's hard for me to do that. If I have the records here on this show, I can do it. But if you request something that's down in the no humidity basement, it ain't happening. I can't run down 3 flights of stairs and look through thousands of records to pull it out. But let us continue here. Here is a flip side request from the last Wednesday's show. I featured the Charts out of Harlem. We played their resung version of Desiree. And UK listener Mark McHugh, he said, Johnny, the flip side of that is a pretty good tune also, so we're going to give it a spin here. It's their first of 2 on Florence Greenberg's Wand record label. This tune written by Thomas Kay and Tom Joy. This one features Stephen Brown on lead. This is the B-side of the Charts on the Wand label. Desiree was the A-side. This is the B-side, January 66, by request for UK listener Mark McHugh. The Charts with Fell in Love with You, Baby. These are the Charts.
I never believed in love, love at first sight. I never had believed in love. It could never happen in a single night. When you held my hand, you put me in a wonderland, and I fell in love with you, baby. Went on down and fell in love with you, baby. Last night I fell in love with you, baby. It was love at first sight. I fell in love with you, baby. I woke up this morning, girl. You were on my mind, and you were on my mind, girl. I thought about last night. You made me feel so fine. When you look in my eyes, you got me so hypnotized, and I fell in love with you, baby. Went on down and fell in love with you, baby. Last night I fell in love with you, baby. It was love at first sight. I fell in love with you, baby. Never thought I could fall in love. Never thought I would see the day it would be this way, but it happened last night, and I fell in love with you, baby. Went on down and fell in love with you, baby. Went on down and fell in love with you, baby. Went on down and fell in love with you.
Yeah, we'll send that one out to UK listener Mark McHugh. That's the Charts. That is their first of 2, actually the B-side of their first of 2 on the Wand record label, January 66 release. That's Stephen Brown on lead. The Charts with Fell in Love with You, Baby. That is a cool B-side. Johnny G here, and I mentioned that this was not a good week. I should say the last week and a half has just been horrible as far as the music industry goes, with a rash of deaths. Every time I get an email, Jeff, send me a nice email. Don't send me. I communicate with Jeff, and he emails me with the singers that may have passed away, and it was one after another. So, but we'll get a nice email, Jeff, one of these days. But this person just passed away February 24th. That is a couple days ago. He was 79 years old, and I think he had a stroke, maybe a year or two ago. Really never survived that, but was unfortunate. His real name was Bobby Pedrick Jr. Began recording as a young teen back in 1958 for the Big Top record label, but he has a many recordings on different labels well into the night. Well, you may know his hit. He did a cover, in 1972 on Atlantic of the Tokens, The Lion Sleeps Tonight, but he has some pretty nice tunes during his career after Big Top, recording under his name, Bobby Pedrick, also, and that was back in 1958. Had releases on Duel and had releases on Diamond. He was the lead singer of Bobby and the Consoles, if you know that song from 1963 called My Jelly Bean. But he also does the Chantels cover of Maybe on the Verve record label. But he signed with Columbia Records. Columbia Records, 1967, had 5 releases on the label, and he wrote he was writing for Columbia at the time with his partner Mike Gately under the name of Robert John, and this was his biggest national hit, and this was a record my aunt purchased back in early 1968, and this was arranged by Charlie Colello. This charted number 40, well, I should say his biggest hit on Columbia, because I think the Lion Sleeps Tonight was his biggest hit, but he also had like Sad Eyes too, I think did well, but I'm thinking outside of the 1960s now. But this was arranged by Charlie Colello. This was number 49 on Billboard, 35 on Cashbox, a number 1 record on WAVZ in New Haven, Connecticut. He's originally from Brooklyn. Let's give a listen to Robert John, a.k.a. Bobby Pedrick. We pay tribute to Robert John from January 68, and his tune called If You Don't Want My Love, the late Robert John.
I have given you time for spending my hours, the fine things I bought for you, the many things I've done for you, but now you say we are through. I've given you right, explaining the weather, many things I've turned your way, I taught you all the things to say, but now you say we are through. If you don't want my love, if you don't want my love,
As January 1968 release there for the late Robert John. We pay tribute to the late Robert John on the Columbia record label. That's his first release on the Columbia label, If You Don't Want My Love. is the name of the tune. And he was really, 79 is not really an old age, really, I have to say. But again, it's such a sad thing when we lose these singers that we so well know during our whole lives. Again, remember, you're listening to music and you're singing along. You never really expect the singer to pass away. Same thing with the movies. It's just an unfortunate thing of life that we deal with. But we keep the music alive here on the Vinyltreasure Show. Let us continue here as this is another artist we just recently lost. I paid tribute on the Saturday night show with some of his early releases, and we're going to play tribute again here. Actually, this was a request for listener Edmund Williams from Queens, New York, in our YouTube chat room, and I featured For Your Precious Love, his first record when he was lead singer of the Impressions. Featured it on I think I played my Abner copy because it was the cleanest copy. But he embarked on a solo career in 1958 and had releases on Abner and VJ. Then in 66 he signed with Mercury Records, had 32 releases on the Mercury label through 1974. Now, Edmund requested his 9th release, actually both sides of this 45 we're going to play. A tune written by Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. They also produced it. It's arranged by Bobby Martin, all Philadelphia right there. And this charted number 16 on Billboard. This was a big number 1 R&B hit for him. And we go to August of 1968 by request for Edmund Williams, the late Jerry Butler, on Mercury Records with a song entitled Hey, Western Union Man.
Oh, Western Union man, send a telegram to my baby. Send a telegram, whoa, send a telegram to my baby. This is what I want you to do. Want you to tell her that I'm all alone. I tried to call her on the phone, tell her I'm in misery and think she's avoiding me. And if the telegram don't do, send a box of candy too, and maybe some flowers. Tell her that I missed her for hours and hours. Send a telegram, hurry up and send a telegram, man, to my baby. You hear what I say? Oh, Western Union man, send a telegram, oh, send a telegram to my baby. Western Union man, hey, send a telegram, oh, send a telegram, whoa, send a telegram, man, to my baby. This is what I want you to do. Listen, tell me, have you got a boy you can sing? Well, this is what I want him to do. Put him on his bike right away, see if he can get my message through. Ain't it tomorrow, but mail it right away. I want the girl to know that I missed her, something like yesterday. Send a telegram, whoa, send a telegram, man, to my baby. Do you hear what I say? Oh, Western Union man, why don't you send a telegram? Well, send a telegram to my baby. Western Union man, send a telegram, oh, send a telegram, send it right on to my baby. Do you hear what I say? Hey, Western Union man, send a telegram, oh, send a telegram.
Here you go. That's the Iceman, the late Jerry Butler there by request For listener Edmund Williams, that's on the Mercury record label, song entitled Hey Western Union Man. That one there released in August of 1968. Now we're going to flip the 45 over as Edmund requested the flip side and as Ron Harry in our YouTube chat room did. So let's flip it over. Here is Johnny G's Losing His Mind. There you go. That was pretty quick. And this flip side also, this side written by Kenny Gamble. Kenny Gamble. Wait, this thing is too loud. Where is my vocal here? I got to stay back a little bit. Tune written by Kenny Gamble, Jerry Butler, and Billy Butler. Also produced by Kenny Gamble, Leon Huff. Arranged by Tommy Bell. Again, All-Star Philadelphia there from August 1968. This is the B-side to Hey Western Union Man. We send it out to Ron Harry and also send it out to Edmund Williams. Jerry Butler with Just Can't Forget About You.
We loved, we laughed, we cried. You went away, and my love should have died. But I still feel myself holding your hand. And how we laughed about the little things most folks don't understand. Just ain't been able to forget about you, baby. I just can't forget about you, baby. Since you kissed my lips so sweetly, you changed my life completely. I stopped going to the places we used to go. When they play our favorite song, I turn off the radio. And even though I've taken all your pictures down, the memory of you in my heart is still so profound that I just ain't been able to forget about you, woman. I don't think I'll ever be able to forget about you, baby. Oh, since you kissed my lips so sweetly, you changed my life completely. Ask me, where did the girl go? I smile and act as if I don't really know that. They know I haven't forgotten about you, baby. They know I still think about you, baby. And I've tried to fool everybody else. Ain't no way to fool myself.
Yeah, B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. There you go. That one there by request for listener Edmund Williams. Also, we'll send it out to Ron Harry in our YouTube chat. Actually, both those guys are in our YouTube chat. And that's the late Jerry Butler. As you remember, Jerry Butler here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. I Just Can't Forget About You, the flip side of Hey Western Union Man on the Mercury label. That was his 9th release on the Mercury label. Johnny G here on a Wednesday. Let us continue here. Let's fill a request for listener George Chestnut as he requested James Brown. Now, he covered a tune that dates back to 1958. 1958, this song was originally done I should say 1960. The song done on the King record label by Ray Pennington who sang under the alias of Ray Starr, and he wrote this together with Sonny Thompson. And this this one released in 1962. This is on Sid Nathan's King record label, and this was a big #1 record for James Brown on WUST in Bethesda, Maryland. So this is a request for listener George Chestnut for James Brown and the Famous Flames from November 62 on King, and his rendition of the tune Three Hearts in a Tangle. This is for George.
Either one of these hearts, then the other heart I'll soon break now. And if I should leave, then I will suffer here. And whose heart will pay for my mistake? Oh, three hearts in a tango, and one heart will have to break. People go dancing by, and I'm trying to reach the city jail, and I'm afraid I want to do what's right. Oh, I keep on singing one heart. I want you to tell me about the other heart. Well, yeah, and it can finally dig again. I believe, no. Sing a little bit louder. Tell me about the other heart. And if yeah. Someone I want to know. I can't believe what you said now. What will be the future? Yeah. Tell me. Yeah. And then three.
There you go. That one there by request for listener George Chestnut. That's James Brown and the Famous Flames. Actually doing a country song because in 1961, Roy Drewski had a hit with that on the country charts. But that is the soul version of that tune from November of 1962 on the King record label. James Brown with Three Hearts in a Tangle, which brings us to this rendition, which is again... we lost another singer. We lost Gwen McCrae. Charlene, what was the exact date? She passed away February 21st, 2025 at the age of 81. And again, I guess this is her first record. No, it's not her first record. But what happened was she would meet in 1963. Well, she was actually from, she was born Gwen Moses. She was from Pensacola, Florida. And in 1963, she met George McCrae. And they got married in 1963, and they also decided to record together. And I think he became her manager eventually. But they got married and they started performing together. They befriended Betty White, who brought them to Henry Stone to record on, well, that was his Alston label. Henry Stone owned Alston Records. I thought he owned TK Records. No, but maybe that was later on. But actually, no, it couldn't be, because, no, I'm sorry, I take it back. Because I don't know if Henry Stone owned Alston at the time. Maybe they did meet Betty Wright, though. That part of the story is correct, because she was recording for this label at the time. And they did 3 on the Alston label. I happen to have one of them. And her and her husband recorded as George and Gwen, and they recorded this song called Three Hearts in a Tangle. It's a completely different melody, completely different sound. It's not even going to resemble the James Brown tune at all. But again, we're going to pay tribute to Gwen McCrae. Got another record coming up after this that I remember by her. I hope the copyright police don't come out and get me, though. But this one released in June of 1969. It's on the Alston record label. And this one was produced by Brad Shapiro and Steve Alamo. And this one from June of 1960. No, I take it back, it was not. That's the next one. From June of 1969, George and Gwen, the late Gwen McCrae with her husband, George McCrae. And it's on Alston Records, and their rendition of the tune, Three Hearts in a Tangle. Yeah, that's the late Gwen McCrae there. Gwen McCrae and her husband George on that June 1969 release. That's their actually second of, is it one, two, three, four? No, wait. 76, 77. No, actually, that's their first because Charlene, they got them out of order there. No, actually, sorry, three. It's three. Johnny G losing his mind. That's their first. They're out of order, Charlene, on 45 Cat. You got to be careful because they don't list them in the numeric numbers there, so it's confusing. It is. But that didn't say, that was kind of, you go from an up tempo with from James Brown with that tune to this slow style. But I'm going to tell you, the flip side is better in my opinion. But I wanted to show the contrast of the two. But listen to the flip side here because it's better. Johnny G can do the instant flip. This is arranged by the Zoo Production. Who's the Zoo Production? Let's hear the flip side of this as we remember the late Gwen McCrae. And this is the flip side of Three Hearts in a Tangle from June of 1969. It's called One of These Days. Here it is. Yeah, that's the late Gwen McCrae and George McCrae. I didn't check to see if George still around. I don't know. I didn't check. I could have checked. Did not do that because I bought the tune Rock Your Baby when that record came out, and I remember that one a lot on the radio I did. But there you go. That's George and Gwen McCrae. They go by George and Gwen on the Alston record label. That's their looks like their first release, first of 3 on the Alston label from June '69. That is the flip side of Three Hearts in a Tangle. It's called One of These Days. They also recorded on the Cat record label. Now Edmund also wanted me to play her big hit. I had another record, but it was, well, I thought it was too disco-y. Not that I want to play, not that I don't like disco music, but I do. But I really like this record because I bought it when it came out. And she passed away, again, as we pay tribute to the late Gwen McCrae, passed away February 21st of 2025 at the age of 81. And she first recorded for the Columbia label. I should say she had her first solo effort on Columbia Records. I think she has 2. I have one of them. I'm still looking for the other Bill O that I wish I had. But wait, 7 releases on Columbia, Charlene Scott? I thought she did 2. Okay, Charlene has 7. But anyway, she recorded for Henry Stone's Cat label, and this is her 5th release. Actually, she did have some success on the R&B chart, but this was her big national hit, her 5th release on the Cat label. This song, first recorded in 1974 by Clarence Reed. He did this first. It's a song he wrote together with Willie Clark. This one produced by Steve Alamo and Willie Clark and Clarence Reed. This charted number 9 on the Billboard chart and a big number 1 R&B tune from March of 1975. Have I played, Santi, have I played any records from 75? I'm trying to think. But I am. Gwen McCrae, the late Gwen McCrae, as we remember her hit on the Cat label. It's called Rockin' Chair.
Just rock me, baby. Ooh, in my rocking chair, baby. Ooh, all night long till the morning comes. Just a groove, baby. Ooh, just rock me, baby. ride, hey, in my rocking chair all night long. Come on, baby, sexy baby, ooh, let me be your rocking chair. Just rock me way here. Come on, baby, sexy honey, ooh, let me be your rocking chair. Just rock me way here. Rock me, baby.
As we remember the late Gwen McCrae, there you go, her big hit on the Cat record label, her fifth release on the Cat label from March 75. I was not, that was, I graduated in June of 76, so that was high school memories for Johnny G. I bought that record when it came out. Gwen McCrae, that was send that one out by request for Edmund Williams as we played tribute to Gwen McCrae with Rockin' Chair. She has others too. Got to look in my 70s boxes. I probably do have, because I was collecting all kinds of labels back when I first when I started trying to collect everything. But let us continue here, and let's fill a request for Chris Reed in our YouTube chat room for this group from the west side of Chicago. Now, their debut single came out in May of 66 on a label called Glow Star. It was called Crying Bitter Tears. But this was their next release, which came out on the local Torrid label. It would get picked up by Date Records for national distribution, and that's how I have it. This was a group's biggest hit, charted number 56 on Billboard, 55 on Cashbox, and a number one record if you were in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And no, Brian, you were not in Milwaukee, but you're not that far away. But this was a number one record on WAWA. If you have those charts, Brian, I don't know. But it features Wesley Wells on lead. Let's go to May of 69 by request for Chris Reed in our YouTube chat room. The group is called The Steelers. You would think they would be from Pittsburgh, but they're not. The Steelers on the Date label. It's called Get It From the Bottom. This is for Chris Reed.
Cigarette may burn, but seldom touched. Your voice may be, but never too much. Soft lights and our favorite tunes, locked behind closed doors and our favorite. Hey, hey, get it from the bottom. Let's get it from the bottom. Get it from your heart. I got to have it from the bottom of your heart. Too much love, I've been told, can hurt the heart and ruin the soul. But when my woman gets me behind closed doors, this feeling I get, I can't control. Get it from the bottom. Let's get it from the bottom. Get it from your heart. I got to have it from the bottom of your heart. Of your heart. Rocks under my pillow and tears in my eyes. It made me realize that I love you. Get it from the bottom. Let's get it from the bottom. Get it from your heart. I got to have it from the bottom. I need your love right now, baby. From the bottom. I got to have all of your love from the bottom. Ooh, baby, from the bottom. From the bottom. I got to have it.
Cool tunes here on a Wednesday evening. Hope you dig that tune by the Steelers. It's a request For listener Chris Reed, The Steelers. That is with Wesley Wells on lead. May 1969 release on the Date record labels How I Have It. First came out on the Torrid label. Song entitled Get It From the Bottom. I always pull the cards from the bottom. That's what Johnny G does. Johnny G here on a Wednesday. If you like what you're hearing, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. This is the first show of the week, and I will not be on tomorrow afternoon. It's my day off from the 78 show, but I'll be back on Saturday evening. If you're into 1950s and early 60s rhythm and blues vocal groups, tune into that program Saturday night. If you have a request, you can send it to me either for this show, the 78 show maybe, and definitely for the Saturday night show. It's Vinyltreasures at AOL.com. That is the contact number, and this is our Wednesday get-together. Hope you're enjoying the show. I can't tell you the great emails that I have received for this show. Really, it's really, I mean, I can't consider myself the best show around, but some people like the way I do it because none of the other shows do it the way that Johnny G does. So I do appreciate that, and I appreciate all your well wishes. So thank you all for being here. Please give me a thumbs up. You have to be signed into YouTube in order to do that. We're also live on Oldies and More Radio, and we thank Oldies and More for carrying the show here. Let us continue here. Fill a request for listener David Silberg in our YouTube chat room. This singer, born in Inverness, Mississippi, if I said that right, was discovered by Ike Turner, who brought him to visit Sam Phillips at Sun Records. That was back in 1954, and he ended up recording for Sam Phillips, I think on Sun and also on the Meteor record labels, and that was 1957. I think he would go to Bobbin Records out of St. Louis in 1958. Then he signed with Checker, Leonard Chess's Checker label, and that was in 1962. He had about 32 releases on the Checker label between 1962 and 1976. His real name was James Milton Campbell Jr., but he recorded as Little Milton. Now, David requested his 6th release on the Checker label, and this is a song he co-wrote together with Oliver Sane, who I think did some work with Fontella, was it Fontella Bass or Bobby McClure, I think, but of course on the same label. But let's go to June of 1963 by request for David Silberg in our YouTube chat room. The sound of Little Milton on the Checker label. The song is called Never Too Old.
They say you're never too old to learn, and that everybody's somebody's fool. Oh, I've been in love with you so long, darling, and now I find that you've been untrue. But I want to tell you that I finally got wise to your cheating and your lying, so now we're through. It used to hurt me to see you crying, and I would sit and hold your hand and try to cheer you up, my darling. I didn't know you were crying for another man, but I want to tell you that I finally got wise to your cheating and your lying, so now we're through. They say time brings about a change. That change has come, 'cause I just don't feel the same. No more tears and sorrow, no more sleepless nights. I know it's all over, I finally see the light. took me a long time to realize it made you happy to see me cry. Oh, if someone had said it would end this way, I would have told them that they were alive. But I want to tell you that I finally got wise to your cheating and your lying. So now we're through. I said we're through. And now we are through.
Johnny G almost getting caught here. There you go. That one there by request for a listener, David Silberg, in our YouTube chat room. That's the sound of Little Milton. Little Milton from June 63. Little bluesy sound there on the Checker record label. Never Too Old is the name of the tune. And he's got some really great tunes on the Checker record label. There you go for David Silberg. Let us continue here. Let's fill a request now. For listener Emnon and also for listener Raymond Ortiz. I saw Raymond come into the chat room there. I forget, Raymond, were you the one listening to Johnny G while you're working, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But this is this group out of South Bend, Indiana. I've been featuring this group here for the last couple of weeks. Actually, Emnon's been requesting their tunes. This was one of their records. Was it last week? I had to remove it. Shake and Finger Pop. They didn't like that one. We're going to try this one. This one should be okay, because I think I checked this one. They would sign with, well, they were recording for Harvey Records at the time, and Berry Gordy Jr. bought out Harvey Fuqua's label, and all the acts crossed over to the Motown empire, and they would have 30 releases on the Soul record label, one of his subsidiaries, between 1964 and 1977. Now, Ramon and Amnon requested their 12th, written by the tenor saxophonist and vocalist of the group. His real name was Arthur DeWalt. And he is, I think this one is a vocal, I forget, but it's part 2 so, versus part 1. And part 2 did chart number 2, a number 2 record if you were listening on KYAC in Kirkland, Washington. Let's go to July of 1968 for Junior Walker and the All-Stars on the Soul label. This is for Emnon and also for Ramon Ortiz. The song is called Hip City, Part 2.
Don't
That's the sound of Junior Walker and the All-Stars. That one there from I Lost My Place. Oh, there you go. July 1968 release on the Soul record label. That one there by request for Ramon Ortiz, and also a request for Amnon. That is part 2 of Hip City. Hip City part 2. Johnny G's your hip disc jockey for a Wednesday evening. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it if you have a request. You can send it to me via email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Other people type it right on my YouTube wall, as Busta Bass does. I'm looking to see my mic. Is my mic too loud, or am I sounding okay on the mic? I don't know why all of a sudden with the update everything is louder for some reason. I don't know what that is. But we are on the YouTube platform, also broadcasting live on Oldies and More Radio. I would be able to play everything if I was just streaming on Oldies and More, but with the visual, I cannot do that. I am kind of limited with hits, although I think they let me get away for about an hour and a half. It was Leonard, I think you noticed after a couple hours, the copyright police come out and get me. But they've been away so far, and I played some hits tonight. I have. But let's continue, and let's fill a request for listener Bill Olb in New Jersey. This gal was the daughter of R&B singer Rufus Thomas, and she sang with her father with her debut single back in 1960 on the Satellite label, which I do not have, Satellite number 102. Would get picked up by Atco Records. It was called "'Cause I Love You." But her first solo effort was a great tune on the Satellite label called "Gee Whiz, Look at His Eyes." And then it would get picked up by Atlantic Records for national distribution. And after her 10th release for the Atlantic label, she would sign with Stax Records. That was in May of 1964. Would have 27 releases on the Stax label through 1973. Now, Bill requested her 4th release, a tune written by Albertus Isabel. Eddie, well, that must be somebody, Charlene. Albertus Isabel. It sounds like a made-up name. Maybe not. Eddie Floyd and Steve Cropper, they wrote this tune. This charted number 7 on WJLD in Fairfield, Alabama. And I read a comment on 45 Cat that said Gladys Knight and the Pips are doing background vocals on this. So I don't know if that's true. You can be the judge. Listen closely to this record by Carla Thomas, by request for listener Bill Old from December 65. Carla Thomas with her tune called "Comfort Me" for Bill.
When I
That's a cool tune. That one there by request for listener Bill Obe. That's the sound of Carla Thomas. I don't know, did that sound like Gladys Knight and the Pips in the background? It's possible. From December of 1965 on the Stax record label, Comfort Me is the name of the tune. Johnny G trying to comfort you here on a Wednesday evening. Thank you all for being here. If you dig what you're hearing, please give me a thumbs up as we continue here on the Vinyltreasure show. And let's fill a request now for listener Charles Liebman for this next singer. Dates back to the I should say the leader of this group dates back to the mid-1950s. I often feature him on my 1950 show with his group called the Larks. They were led by Don Julian, had many 1950s and early 60s releases on the RPM, Dutone, Original Sound, Dynamite Records through 1962. Now in 1964, the group would become a trio, recording... what do I do? I hear my speakers there. I hope those Bose speakers are not going on me. They're old. But the group would become a trio and have their biggest hit on the Money label, kind of rejuvenated Money label, called The Jerk, and which included Don Julian, Charles Morrison, and Ted Walters. This was the follow-up to their tune called The Jerk. This bubbled under at number 132 for 1 week, but a big number 11 if you were listening on KLXF in Butte, Montana. Let's go to January 65 by request for Charles Liebman. These are the Larks. The Larks on the Money label. It's called Mickey's East Coast Jerk for Charles. Whoops, wrong one.
Died in Motown from the East Coast. He's going around telling everybody he's the most. Back in his own town, everybody around with a brand new dance he had learned. Everybody he could burn. Take it for what it's worth. Mickey's doing a jerk, the East Coast jerk. Mickey sure can work. Well, now work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Now take it for what it's worth. Mickey sure can work the East Coast jerk. Mickey sure can work. Mickey's going around putting everybody down. Mickey can't be beat. He jerked from his heart. That's what he told me. Things really got hot, yeah, now when Mickey went to Watts. That's where he learned, Mickey caught a burn. Now take it for what it's worth. Mickey's doing a jerk, hey, the East Coast jerk. But he sure can work. Well, now work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Hey, now work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Hey, yeah, work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Tell me, baby, now work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Take it for what it's worth. He's doing a jerk, doing the East Coast jerk. Mickey work, Mickey sure can work. Yeah, now work, Mickey work.
Yeah, those are the Larks. I think my speakers are going back there is what I do, unless I'm talking too loud, unless I'm too loud. But they're making a noise. Those are the Larks there by request for listener Charles Liebman, January 65. That's their follow-up to The Jerk. It's called Mickey's East Coast Jerk. It came out on the Money record label. That's a California record, if it sounds any different. But although a little bit different, it's not like the California ballads that you hear on a Saturday night. Let us continue here on the Vinyltreasure show with another touch of the 70s here. Fill a request. Actually, we are staying in we're going to Los Angeles here. This is by a request for Bill Sheriff in our YouTube chat room for this group that formed in 1964. They recorded for Lou Bedell's Dore record label. Originally had 12 releases on the Dore label. They... Wait a minute. What is it saying? This is on this is on the Soul Clock label. This is their first national charted 45. Wait, Charlene, is it the flip side you're talking about here? As you're trying to change it to that. Yes, this is they did 6 releases on Ron Carlson's Soul Clock record label, which was also out of Los Angeles. And this is their 5th of 6. This tune written by D. Irwin. That's probably Big D. Irwin, who was the lead singer of the Pastels but has soul releases on his own. This charted number 3 on WOOK out of Washington, D.C. These are the Whispers. It features Nicholas Caldwell on lead. The Whispers by request for Bill Sheriff, July 1970. It's called Seems Like I Gotta Do Wrong. The Whispers for Bill.
Another day has come and gone in a world where I don't belong. Another week has passed me by. It's not because I didn't try. Nobody saw me walking, and nobody heard me talking. Seems like I gotta do wrong, gotta do wrong, gotta do wrong before they notice me. Another job that I just can't get. A nice apartment the landlord just won't rent. I go to bed but my sleep just won't come. My belly's empty and my brain is numb. Nobody saw me walking, and nobody heard me talking. Seems like I gotta do wrong, gotta do wrong, gotta do wrong before they notice me. Seems like I got to do wrong before they notice me. Just won't come. My belly's empty and my brain is numb. Nobody saw me walking, and nobody heard me talking. Seems like I gotta do wrong, gotta do wrong, gotta do wrong before they notice me. Yes, I do. Oh yeah. Seems like before they notice me.
Yeah, those are the Whispers. The Whispers on the Soul Clock record label. That's their 5th of 6 on Soul Clock Records, a song entitled Seems Like I Gotta Do Wrong from July of 1970. There you go, that one there by request for listener Bill Sheriff. Johnny G, not doing wrong. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with my speaker here. And I have two of those. Do they even make the Bose speakers anymore? I wish I could show it to you. I probably could if I turn my thing around, but they're like those big they're really heavy speakers. I've had them for a long time, and I used to blast those things, and I play the records loud here. Those of you that have been here on the program or in the studio here, I can play the records really loud, and it has such a great bass sound too. The sound quality here is excellent if you ever come to the up here to the Johnny G studios, but and what happened to one of the speakers is that it starts to, if you make it too loud, you can blow but these don't blow out, but there's really old, so they'll start to tear around the, what do you call those things? Are they woofers there? Johnny G, I'm not much about lingo, but where that little paper part is that vibrates, you'll get a little tear there, and I don't think you can fix that. Can I fix that? Darren, can I fix that thing on the speaker? I don't know. But I don't even know if they make these anymore. I might have to, but maybe I can buy them on eBay or something. But anyway, let us continue here. Hope you're digging on the tunes here on a Wednesday evening. Let us continue here. Fill a request now for listener Frank Gingaro for this group that originated back in 1955, first recording as the Jayhawks, that recorded for the Flash and the Aladdin labels, also with releases on Eastman, I think, too. But then in 1960, they would become the Vibrations. They would sign with the Checker record label, had 13 releases on the Checker label. But then they would move over to Atlantic in 63, had 2 releases on the Atlantic label. This is a whole thing here, Charlene. In 1964, they ended up on OK Records. Okay, that's where I want to be. They would have 12 releases on the OK label. Now, Frank requested their 7th release, and this is a cover tune. This song dates back to 1956 by Hugo Winterhalter, the Hugo Winterhalter Orchestra. Did I say that right? Yes. Recorded it on the RCA record label. It's an instrumental version, I guess. But, no, I guess... yeah, but this one is arranged by Tico Wilshire, and I tell you collectors, if you see Tico Wilshire on the label, you should buy the 45. But it features Richard Owens on lead. This did chart number 6 on WIGO in Atlanta, Georgia, by request for Frank Gingaro in our YouTube chat room. This is the sound of the Vibrations. The Vibrations on OK from February 66. Their rendition of the tune, where Darren is a Canadian listener. Do we have any other Canadian listeners in the chat room? The song is called Canadian Sunset. This is for Frank Gingaro, the Vibrations.
Canadian sunset, Canadian sunset, baby. Once I was alone, so lonely till then. Darling, you came out
Yeah, that's going out to all the Canadians in the YouTube chat room. That's the sound of the Vibrations. The Vibrations, their seventh release on the OK record label. Song entitled Canadian Sunset. That's Richard Owens on lead, February 1966. By request for listener Frank Chingaro. Johnny G here on a Wednesday. Let us continue here. And let's fill a request now for Leonard Mancini in our YouTube chat as we pay tribute again to another singer that we lost last week. Passed away, actually was a couple weeks, well, maybe more, February 12th, 2025. We lost Tommy Hunt, the great Tommy Hunt, originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Featured a couple of the tunes he did with the Flamingos. Then again on last week's show, I still have records to play. Actually, I have a whole bunch here on Scepter. If anybody has a favorite of his on the Scepter label, I will get to one for Bill Olb later in the program. But Leonard Mancini wants to hear a release he had on the Atlantic label. Now, after he it would be after he left Scepter. He ended up on Atlantic, I think, for just one release, unless they sold the master. I don't know. I don't see the Scepter publishing, but he hooked up a tune here written by Van McCoy. Van McCoy wrote this, charted number 23 on WVON in Chicago. Let's go to February of 65 as we remember the late Tommy Hunt on Atlantic Records, requested by Leonard Mancini in our YouTube chat room. It's called I Don't Want to Lose You, the late Tommy Hunt, by request for Leonard.
I know how quickly love can slip away. Yes, I know how love can die. That's why I say, gonna try with all my heart to keep you happy, so we'll never part, because I don't wanna lose you, baby. I don't wanna lose you, baby. Now that you taught me the thrill of your kiss, now that you taught me to love you like this, I know how quickly hearts can lose their way. Along the road to love, when led astray. And that's why I'm gonna give you all my love every day that I live, because I don't wanna lose you. No, I don't wanna lose you, baby. I don't wanna lose you, baby. I know that you taught me how. I know that I'd be lost without you now. Don't wanna lose you, baby. Don't wanna lose you, baby. Please believe me when I say I'll do my best by you if you will stay, because I don't wanna lose you, baby. I don't wanna lose you. I don't wanna lose you.
As we remember the late Tommy Hunt there, what a nice tune that is. That is a nice one, I'd have to say. Tommy Hunt there by request For Leonard Mancini in our YouTube chat room from February 1965, a Van McCoy pen tune on the Atlantic record label, I Don't Want to Lose You, with girls in the background there. I wonder who those gals were. There you go, as we remember the late Tommy Hunt. Johnny G here on a Wednesday. Let us continue here. Let's fill a request now for Oldies Fan, a.k.a. Joseph Smith, in our YouTube chat room, as he requested Brook Benton again. And this is the flip side of the 45 we played for Joseph last week, his 22nd release on the Mercury record label. We featured Hotel Happiness last week. And this week, Joe wants the flip here. Again, produced by Shelby Singleton. And this is with the Merry Melody Singers backing him up on this. This did chart, too. This charted number 89 on Billboard, but a big number 2 record on, what is it, KPAY in Chico, California? Where is Chico, California? Okay, from November 62, going out to Oldies Fan, a.k.a. Joseph Smith, in our YouTube's chat room. This is Mr. Brook Benton on Mercury, and his tune is called Still Waters Run Deep. This is for Joseph Smith.
As we walk along and I hold her hand, I may never even speak, but my love is strong and she understands. Still waters run deep, still waters run deep. Like the mountain tall reaching for the sky, my love reaches silently, and my eyes it shows, and my darling knows. Oh, still waters run deep, still waters run deep. She don't need to hear all those pretty words repeated endlessly. In her heart she knows I would die for her if it had to be. So we walk along and I hold her hand, though we hardly even speak. I'm a lucky man, 'cause she understands. Still waters run deep, still waters run deep. She don't need to hear all those pretty words repeated endlessly. In her heart she knows I'll die for her if it had to be. So we walk along and I hold her hand, though we hardly even speak. I'm a lucky man, 'cause she understands. And still waters run deep, still waters run deep, still waters, still waters run deep.
That's a great sound of Brook Benton there. Brook Benton from November 62. It's on the Mercury record label. That one there by request. For Oldies Fan in our YouTube chat room, that's Joseph Smith, Brook Benton with Still Waters Run Deep, as the Copyright Police come out to visit Johnny G. I'll just show them my license and say, look, I'm licensed to play these records. This is an educational show. and they learn about the history of music with a spin on entertainment of pleasurable listening. So they really should get that through their head. I'm not selling the tracks. I'm educating younger people to this music, because I'm sure the owners of the content wouldn't want it to die. Would you, owners of the content? Get your AI correct. Artificial intelligence. They don't get that right. But and they're probably going to mess it up on this next record too, by request for listener Busta Bass in our YouTube chat room here. This gal, she is originally from Oakland, California, but she would relocate to Chicago, Illinois. First recording in 1966 for the Special Agent label. She would have her biggest hit in 1968 with her fourth release on Brunswick, a song called Love Makes a Woman. Now, Busta requested her seventh release, her seventh of 19, on the Imperial... Wait, Charlene, her seventh of 19. Now, in that 19, she did some duets with Gene Chandler that are pretty good too, by the way. But anyway, so this song... Originally, I think it first came out, Charlene, did it first come out as Soulful Strut, as an instrumental by the Young Holt Unlimited, I think, because it says it right on the label, as done as an instrumental by the Young Holt Unlimited, but they put vocals to the song. And evidently she released it. And the song written by Eugene Record and William Sanders. And this charted number 79 on Billboard, number 52 on Cashbox, 33 on the R&B chart, and a big number 8 record if you were tuned in Connecticut, New Haven, Connecticut, on WAVZ from January 69 by request for Busta Bass in our YouTube chat room. Barbara Acklin with the vocal version of the Soulful Strut tune called Am I the Same Girl for Busta.
Why don't you stop?
There you go. That one there by request. What is coming up on here, Johnny G? Get this off. There it goes. There you go. By request for listener Busta Bass. That's the sound of Barbara Acklin. Barbara Acklin from January 69. Singing to the Soulful Strut instrumental by the Young Holt Unlimited. That is the backing track there. They put words to it. It's called Am I the Same Girl? Came out on the Brunswick record label for listener Busta Bass. Let's continue here. Let's fill a request for listener Chris Reed in our YouTube chat room for this singer born in Gaffney, South Carolina. His name, Johnny A.C. Goodlock. Would first record back in 1958 on the Arrow label. Then he recorded for Bobby Robinson's Fire record label, first recording as Johnny A.C., okay, but with his second release, he would change his name to Johnny Chef, C-H-E-F, Johnny Chef, but he's really Johnny A.C. This is from March 61. Give a listen to Johnny Chef on the Fire label out of New York City. It's called Can't Stop Movin' for Chris Reed.
Said I feel a little fire. I feel a little fire. I feel a little fire. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I feel that fire. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, fire.
As going out to listener Chris Reed. That record's in demand, I think it really is, but I found it in the wild for 10 cents. I run that label, Fire Records, I do. But there you go, by request for Chris Reed in our YouTube chat room. That came out in March of 61. That's Johnny Chef. Johnny Chef on the Fire label. Bobby Robinson's Fire Records. Can't Stop Movin' is the name of the tune. Johnny G, hopefully keeping you guys and gals moving here on a Wednesday evening. Let us continue here and fill a request for listener Adrian Viterbo in Mexico, as Johnny G is now typing emails in Spanish to Adrian. I can do that, Adrian, if it's easier for you. He said it is, so it's kind of fun getting emails in Spanish from Adrian. It's just the same. But anyway, he likes the girl group sound as he likes this group. I don't know anything else about these gals. They're called the Choralettes, Choralettes. This came out in June of 64. We go to Lou Fargo's Fargo Records out of New York City. This tune written by Fred Davis and Angelo Cifelli. And the interesting thing about this record is that it's arranged by Charlie Colello from June 64 for Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room, the Choralettes, with their tune called I Destroyed Your Letters for Adrian.
I destroyed your letters.
There you go. Girl group sounds here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyltreasure show from June 64, the Choralettes. Choralettes on the Fargo label. That's for our listener Adrian Viterbo, listening down in Mexico. A song entitled I Destroyed Your Letters. I didn't destroy. When you break up with somebody, I think you'd really need to keep your stuff. It was funny because Barbara had all these things, all these pictures of her father, and her mother was like, destroy those pictures. She's like, no, I want to keep these pictures. They were of her father, but maybe there was some bad blood. They were divorced and whatnot. So some people, I think you need to, especially if you have children, don't you think you should get along? I'll talk to my sister about that. But anyway, as we continue here on the Vinyltreasure show, and we fill a request now for listener George Chestnut. Got to find this thing here for the B-side here. And he requested the Drifters here. The Drifters with Benny King on lead. This tune written by Doc Palmas and Mort Schumann, produced by Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller. The Drifters at this time in their career were having big hits, especially with Benny King as the lead singer. This is a great two-sided 45. I'm afraid to play the hit side, really, to be honest with you, so I'm going to feature only one of the sides for George. He requested both. It's arranged by Stan Applebaum. This is the B-side to Save the Last Dance for Me, but the flip is really cool, I think, from August 1960 for George Chestnut. This is Benny King and the Drifters with their tune called Nobody But Me for George.
Gonna kiss you when it's kissing time. Kissing time, kissing time. And who's gonna hold you when it's holding time? Holding time, holding time. Who'll take your hand when there's a mountain to climb? Nobody but me. 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 Warm you when it's cold at night. Cold at night, cold at night. And who's gonna cool you when the sun is bright? Sun is bright, so bright. Who'll never let you get out of sight? Nobody but me. 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 Friends all leave. Friends all leave. Friends all leave. And who'll make you happy so you'll never grieve? Never grieve. Never grieve. Who'll change your life if you just believe? Nobody but me. Nobody but me. Nobody oh me. Nobody but me. Nobody but me.
B-sides here on the Vinyltreasure Show. There you go, by request for George Chestnut, the great sound of Benny E. King. Benny King and the Drifters from August of 1960. That's the flip side of Save the Last Dance for Me, song entitled Nobody But Me. It's a great tune on the Atlantic record label. I have to say the same thing. Big Dave Swinger said it took him a long time to find a clean copy. I would like a promo of this. Maybe I do. I have to check. I might have a promo of this, I do, but I finally found a nice copy. You know, you find it in the wild, and I don't want to really pay for the record because it was a pretty big hit, so it should be really easy to find. But anyway, let us continue. I don't know how easy this next one is, but this is a request for listener Gary McLinden. I think Gary is, if he's still in the chat room, this is a request for Gary. I was surprised I had this record, but I did because I run this label. And this is this gal by the name of Jannette, Johnette. It's her lone release, which came out on a label out of Nashville, Tennessee. It's called Rich Records, which, by the way, Bust a Bass, this record label was owned by one of your favorite disc jockeys from the past, John R. This is his label, Rich Records, out of Nashville, Tennessee. John Rick, is it pronounced Richbaugh, I guess. And the tune written by Robert S. Riley, who actually co-wrote Just Walkin' in the Rain for Johnny Bragg and the Prisonaires, by the way. Of course, Robert S. Riley, who co-wrote with Johnny Bragg, lead singer, Charlene put here. Okay, but this is from 1964 by request for Gary McLinden. Jannette's her name. It's on Rich Records. It's called, if I have it right, the right side, yeah. It's called Living with the Blues. Jannette for Gary McLinden. There you go. That one there by request for Gary McLinden in our YouTube chat room. That's the sound of Jannette. I don't know who she is. Really, I don't, but it's from 1964, and it's on a label out of Nashville, Tennessee, Rich Records, and it's owned by John Richberg. Thank you, Big Dave Swinger, as I mess up on the pronunciations quite a bit here. As I don't know if it's maybe it's my mixer that's going. If you guys are hearing me okay, then it's my speakers, because it's coming in and out. It's got to be the speakers, but unless it's my tuner. You know, it could be that, but everything is going within my mixer into the computer. So it can't be these external things. I hope not. But imagine Johnny G out of commission because of his equipment. But let's flip it over here. We got an instant request. Gary says that the flip side is good too. So let's flip this 45 over by Jannette from 64 on Rich Records, Living with the Blues. And this flip side written by Alan Orange, who has releases on his own. I don't know, maybe he even covered this one. Well, I don't think so, because it's called I Gotta Hold On, parentheses, to My Man. This is Jannette. This is going out to Gary McLinden in our YouTube chat room. that's a pretty cool sight. It's these speakers, I'm telling you, because they're coming in and then going out. It's not and the gain is the same here, and I hear my voice. It's cracking on the speaker here. I bet you I got to see which one it is, though. Going to have to play around with the speakers there. But anyway, I like that record. There's a group in the background there, too. That is a great B-side there, John. Gary McClendon in our YouTube chat room requested that tune. We played the flip side there by Jannette. It's called I Gotta Hold On, parentheses, to My Man, and earlier side we heard was called Living with the Blues from 64 on the Rich label. Let us continue here on the All 60s edition here as the copyright police are out on that song. Are you kidding me? But let's go to this request for listener David Silberg in our YouTube chat room. This singer, born in Leesburg, Georgia, but he moved to Jersey City, New Jersey, where he was discovered in a club by disc jockey Bill Cook, who would become his manager, would get him a contract with Epic Records, and he would have a national hit with his first release called You'll Never Walk Alone, a big #1 R&B hit for him back in 1954. Tons of releases, though, on the Epic record label, but he recorded on different labels during his career. I played him on MGM not too long ago, also on RCA, but he did 3 on the AGP label, which was out of Memphis, Tennessee, which stands for American Group Production, and this was his first. And this is a cover tune. This tune was written by Chips Moman and Dan Penn, first done by James Carr in January of 1967 on the Gold Wax label. This one produced by Chip Moman and Tommy Cogbill. This charted number 14 on WRBD in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And Dan Penn would eventually record this too in, is it 94, Charlene? I would have to be. But this is from April of 69 by request for David Silberg, the great sound of Roy Hamilton. Roy Hamilton on APG and his rendition of the tune The Dark End of the Street. This is for David Silberg.
At the dark end of the street, that's where we always meet, hiding in shadows where we don't belong, living in darkness to hide our wrong. You and me at the dark end of the street. You and me. I know time is gonna take its toll. We have to pay for the love we stole. It's a sin, and we know it's wrong, but our love keeps coming on strong. Still away to the dark end of the street. They're gonna find us. The dark end of the street, you and me. And when the daylight I'll roll around, and by chance we're both downtown, if we should meet, just walk on by.
you go. By request for listener David Silberg in our YouTube chat room. That's the sound of Roy Hamilton. April 1969 release on the AGP record label. His first of three on the AGP label. The Dark End of the Street, and a tune originally done by James Carr in 1967. Johnny G here. It's not the dark end of the street. We are in the light here, although it's nighttime here. And you're listening to the Vinyltreasure Show. We are here on Oldies and More Radio, also live on the YouTube stream. So thank you all for being here. This is our first show of the week. No 78 show tomorrow afternoon. I will be back a week from tomorrow, beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for the 78 show. 1940s and up to through the 1956 or 50. I think I closed with 58 on the last show. I do that show every 2 weeks. But I'll be back Saturday night, so if you have a request, you can send it to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. And I had so many requests, I'm going to have to go down to one request for the Saturday night show. But I could take multiple requests for all the shows, but I was on almost 5 hours. I can't do 5 hours. It's not good. I know a lot of the listeners like to be here live. Many do come on the archive because they're out of different time zones. They're listening in Europe, get all parts of Europe that tune into the program, and other people that are working or they're going out on Saturday night or even tonight too. But the shows have been growing, and also they're even, I think, with the airing on KKSM out of San Pedro, California. Zeb has been airing the programs there. As I don't want to mess it up here, but where is it? I got to get the call letters right. Here it is. Johnny G discombobulated here in this mess here. I got to clean it up before Bill Olb comes in with his gospel special. But yeah, KKSM 1320 AM. And they rotate the shows. I think they played my last 50 show last Sunday morning, beginning at 6 a.m. out in California, but 9 a.m. here on the East Coast, or wherever you're listening. It's wherever the time zones are different. But 3 hours on Palomar College out of San Marcos, California. Palomar.edu is the website, so you can check it out there. But let us continue here, and Gee Dog, very keen eye. You're getting like Big Dave Swinger to be able to pick out those West Coast presses. This is Styrene 45. Maybe the painted on label gave you the hint, and you know how Johnny G feels about Styrene records. But this is a request for listener Frank Chingaro. This release, this is a 1963 release. This is a girl group from the Bronx, New York. They started recording back in 1958 for the D-Tone label and also the Moon label as the Devores. Devores, yes. Then they would become Baby Jane and the Rockabys, recording for United Artists Records. And then they would also become the Electras on United Artists and the Lullabies on Dimension, and Henrietta and the Hairdos on, I think, Liberty. But Frank requested a release on the Spokane label as Baby Jane and the Rockabys, a tune written by Carl Spencer and produced by Bert Burns, and this is another Tico Wilshire arrangement. It features Madeline Moore on lead, and this is from August of 1963 by request for listener Frank Gingaro, Baby Jane and the Rockabys. It's called Well, we just heard a song called The Dark End of the Street. Well, this one's called Half Deserted Street. This is for Frank Gingaro, Baby Jane and the Rockabys. What did I say? The Rockaways? The Rockabys.
I was walking through a half deserted street one restless night.
you go. That one there going out to a listener, Frank Gingaro there. She sounds like Patti LaBelle a little bit, doesn't she, with that high voice there? I think she does. But of course, she is not. But there you go. That is a Baby Jane and the Rockabys from August of 1963 by request for Frank Gingaro on the Spokane record label. Half a Deserted Street is the name of the tune. Ain't a deserted street here. No, it is not. And listen, thank you, Rhonda. I have to thank you, Rhonda, for that. That was not Johnny G's not expecting things like that, but I so much thank you. There are people that have been very gratuitous to Johnny G for that, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for that, and I'm glad everybody hopefully is enjoying the show tonight, as I still got to figure out what's going on with my speaker, because that record was coming in as clear and then not so clear. So what could that be, Darren? It can't be my mixer. It's got to be something that's not. Maybe it's the speakers that are going, or could it be the tuner? Could it be the tuner? I don't know. But anyway, it can't be the record player because it's going directly into here, and then I have the tuner plugged in here as like an auxiliary. It's Johnny G losing his mind. But let us continue here on the Vinyltreasure Show. Fill a request for listener Busta Bass. My mother found this record last night, was looking for it because it was misplaced. But this singer, I lost my place. Where is it? Had it here. Where had it here? Here it is. This next singer was discovered by Denise LaSalle. Now, he was up in Chicago at the time. Denise LaSalle, who has a pretty cool tune, by the way, on Westbound called Trapped by a Thing Called Love that I like. I bought when it came out. But she discovered this singer. She signed him to her husband's Crajon label, which would then get picked up by the Galaxy record label I think it was out of San Francisco at this time? No, maybe it was later. I don't know. But anyway, Busta Bass requested his second of three on the Galaxy label, a tune that Denise LaSalle wrote, arranged by Willie Mitchell. This charted number 18 on WJLB out of Detroit, Michigan, from January 71. Touch of the 70s here, Santi. It's for Busta Bass. Bill Coday, C-O-D-A-Y, Bill Coday on Galaxy Records. Interesting title, Busta. It's called When You Find a Fool, Bump His Head. This is for Busta Bass.
My
That is for listener Busta Bass there, the sound of Bill Coday. Bill Coday from January 71. That's on the Galaxy record label. It's called When You Find a Fool, Bump His Head. Oh, man. Well, so what do? You hit it? Or do you do a backswing? I mean, what do you do? But anyway, so there. What do you? I can't follow what's going on in the chat room there. So if somebody could email me about what I need to detox on my mechanisms here to make it, because what it's really doing is it's the records are coming in clear, and then they get like muffled, and then it comes in clear. And sometimes when Johnny G is talking, not so much that you see it, because I see the levels are staying the same, so the levels aren't moving, but they're staying constant, but not the sound that I hear here in the studio is different. So something's like missing. Maybe I need, what do I need to detox it with? DW, I have that this spray here, because I use this spray. It's called WD-40 it's called contact cleaner electrical spray. So when the sliders, you can't hear it, but here in the studio with the speakers, the sliders, you'll hear like it kind of like makes a noise, but this kind of loosens it up. Actually, this is good for the record player too, like on the switches. If the switches, like on my new Marks, from pressing it on and off, and if I press it too hard, it wasn't pressing down, kind of worked a little bit. But it's called Electrical Contact Cleaner Spray. Cleans sensitive electronic equipment, plastic and metal safe. Leaves no residue. Like you shut everything off and you spray it on there and it cleans it. So that's what that does. But anyway, so if anybody has suggestions, please let me know, because the sound quality is good, but sometimes it just gets either muffled with my sound, or the songs are clear and then they're not clear. So something's going on. But just as long as you're listening to it and it's sounding fine on your end, that's all that really matters. Let us continue here, and let's fill a request now for listener Bill Olb, as I featured the late Tommy Hunt for Leonard Mancini. Well, we have another one. Tommy Hunt we lost on February 12th of 2025 at the age of 91. And this was his, maybe we can call this his signature song, really, that Bill Olb requested on Florence Greenberg's Scepter label, Charles James Hunt. You know him as Tommy. Had 8 releases on the Scepter label. This is his first, a tune written by Luther Dixon. This charted number 48 on Billboard, number 5 on the R&B chart, and a number 4 record on KTKT in Tucson, Arizona, from June 61 for Bill Olb, the late, great Tommy Hunt, with his tune called Human for Bill.
I've gotta laugh, I've gotta cry, I've got to live, oh, I've gotta die. And oh, Lord, why did you make me human? I've got the best girl in the world, but make her understand that I'm only a man. Human, when I make the tears fall from her eyes, forgive me, 'cause I apologize.
why did you make me human? I've gotta work every day, so little love, so little pay, and I'm just human. I'm just human.
Yeah, they're liking that one there in the YouTube chat room. The sound of Tommy Hunt, the late Tommy Hunt. That's his first release on the Scepter record label, June 1961. Human is the name of the tune, as requested by listener Bill Olb in New Jersey. Let us continue here. Fill a request now for listener Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. And it's a flip side request from the last Wednesday show. He requested this girl group on Columbia Records, their first of two. Actually, no, it was Warren that requested the flip side of this. They were called the Lovations, and I played Come to Me. This girl group included Lavernia Strange, Linda Jackson, and Janice Williams, and Ella Garnett. And Adrian requested the flip side here. And this one arranged by Horace Ott. That is another name. If you see it on the label, you should buy the 45. I recommend it. This is from July 62, the flip side of Come to Me. The Lovations here for Adrian. It's called Every Time. The Lovations.
Now every time you come close to me, every time you say you love me, now every time you say you want me, every time you say you need me. I know. I love you really real. You know just how I feel. Now every time you say you want me, every time you say you need me. I know. I love you really real. You know just how I feel. Now every time you say you want me, and every time you say you need me, every time, and every time, and every time you say you want me, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na na.
There you go, by request for Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. That's the first of two for a group called the Lovations. The Lovations on the Columbia record label, July 62 release. Every Time is the name of the tune. And we continue here, and I got this request for Leonard Mancini here, as he requested the we heard earlier. We heard Tommy Hunt record that Leonard requested, and here's another played tribute to Tommy Hunt. He also wanted John G to pay tribute again, which we did earlier, also to Jerry Butler. And Leonard requested this other tune by him. Of course, we lost Jerry Butler February 20th of 2025 at the age of 85 from Parkinson's disease. And it wasn't really that long ago that he was hosting those PBS specials. Has it been that long? I don't know, because they air those PBS specials, and a lot of those singers have since passed on. I don't know, maybe time goes so fast now when you're older versus when you're a child or a kid. But anyway, but Leonard requested his 6th release on the Mercury label. This tune written by Larry Weiss and Jerry Ross, produced by Jerry Ross. It's arranged by Jimmy the Whiz Wisner. And this charted number 38 on Billboard, 23 on the R&B chart, and a big number 4 record on WHVW if you were listening in Hyde Park, New York. And this is from September of 1967, the late Jerry Butler. Jerry Butler on Mercury for Leonard Mancini. It's called Mr. Dream Merchant.
Everything depends on you. Oh, hey, Mr. Dream Merchant, bring her back to me and make my dream come true. When I said goodbye to my love, I didn't mean to make her cry. I didn't realize that I loved. Now I need her by my side. So hey, Mr. Dream Merchant, everything depends on you. Oh, hey, Mr. Dream Merchant, bring her back to me and make my dream come true. You should have told the spoon to stop it. You should have made this blind man see. I've got my pride back in my pocket. Oh, won't you bring her back to me? Hey, Mr. Dream Merchant, oh, everything depends on you. Oh, hey, Mr. Dream Merchant, can you make us see how much we need each other? I'm no good alone. I really, really love her. Bring her back to me and make my dream come true. Oh, hey, Mr. Dream Merchant, why don't you do what you said you'd do?
That's the Iceman there, Jerry Butler, who we just lost. Memories here on the Vinyltreasure shows. We remember the late Jerry Butler, that one there by request for listener Leonard Mancini, September 1967 release on the Mercury label. Mr. Dream Merchant is the name of the tune. Johnny G here as your Wednesday night disc jockey on Oldies and More Radio. Also live on YouTube. Again, thank you all for being here. If you're enjoying the show, those of you that are new, please consider subscribing. This is the first show of the week. Normally I do a 78 show. Well, it's every other week, so it's not tomorrow. I'll be back in 7 days. The promo's up on YouTube. I do the promos there, so you can click it. They'll send you a reminder, I think, when I go live. If you subscribe, but you have to be signed in. You got to make up something to join in on YouTube, because it won't let you give me a thumbs up. It won't let you do that, unfortunately. I think it's they're associated with Google and whatnot, but the platform is humongous. And the vinyl community is big too. And I don't know, there's other people that just play the records. I do more. I call it an educational show and entertainment. So if I was giving a course, actually, it'd be cool to do a course in like a college of this. I'd bring the records in and play them for the students. Wouldn't they? They'd all sign up for my class. I'd go up there and talk to them about this, get my notes and tell them about this, learn about the music. But they should put me on there. They should put me on you got to take with the courses. You can do it online. You got to tune into the Vinyltreasure show with Johnny G. That'd be a cool thing as I babble on here. But let's continue here. I had to look for this record, and I found it for Chris Reed. He left because he's got to work tomorrow, but he's going to check it out on the archive. Now, one of these records just sold for a lot in a... Don Folletti had an auction on stuff on Excello. There was an instrumental that I wanted to get, and I thought I was going to win it, but it ended up going for more than I would ever expect. But there was this singer from Gadsden, Alabama was on there too, and I was surprised that his Excello 45 went for so much. I played the 78 on the last 78 show. I think I closed the show with it. I forget what the name of it was, but he is a blues harmonica player from Gadsden, Alabama. First began recording as Boogie McCain back in 1954 for the Trumpet label, which I think I might have some releases. I got to check. But he signed with Ernie Young's Excello Records, where he developed his amplified harmonica style and continued to record for other labels during his career. Now, Chris requested one on the Rick label, R-I-K Records. I think it's Recording Incorporated Corp. RIC, Recording Incorporated Corp. Not to be confused with the other one, Rick Records, out of New Orleans, I think. But he wrote this tune. It's from March of 65. His name is Jerry McCain, and it's for Chris Reed. Jerry McCain on Rick Records. It's called Here's Where You Get It. This is Jerry McCain for Chris Reed.
If you've been loving more but enjoy it less, baby, you don't have to take that less, 'cause you can get the kind of loving that your heart desires. Hot kissing, good love, that'll set your soul on fire. You know, right here's where you get it at. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right here's where you get it at. I'm trying to tell you, right here's where you get it at. And let me know, baby, if you like it like that. The girls are all waiting for that time around. Good loving that has gotta leave this town. I can't stay here, I'm telling you, 'cause other women want some good to satisfy your natural soul. You know, right here's where you get it at. Right here's where you get it at. Right here's where you get it at. Let me know, baby.
There you go, March 65 release there for Jerry McCain. That one there by request for Chris Reed. Here's Where You Get It. It's on the I think it's RIC. It looks like a K, but it's kind of like a funky C. You know how it is. But anyway, here is where you definitely get it here on the Vinyltreasure Show. You can't get this anywhere else. So thank you all for being here on this Wednesday evening. Let us continue here. And again, this was a bad week for the music industry, because another singer that we lost Roberta Flack. She passed away on February 24th, 2025 at the age of 88. She passed away of a heart attack. She was born in Black Mountain, North Carolina. And, of course, have some other notes here about her. Roberta Cleopatra Flack. And singer, pianist, best known for her ballads spanning R&B, jazz, folk, and pop. And in the early 1970s, she had her biggest hits, and Edmund was the one that said, Johnny G, you got to play something for me for Roberta Flack. So I am going to play it. Actually, I'm going to close the show with her too, by the way. She had, I think the first time that I heard her, were her hits. I heard it in the early 1970s. Killing Me Softly with his song, I'm Afraid to Play That. Feel Like Making Love was another one. First Time Ever I Saw Your Face was another one. I remember hearing those vividly on the radio. But she signed with Atlantic Records in 1969. I think she recorded on Columbia, though. She had 2 singles, maybe under another name, I think. But this was her first release on the Atlantic record label. And this came out in August of 1969. This song was originally done by Les McCann on his 1966 LP, Les McCann Plays the Hits. And this tune, written by Gene McDaniels, it's produced by Joel Dorn. This charted regionally, number 38 on WLFC in Forest Lake, Illinois. And this is a request for listener Edmund Williams as we pay tribute to the late Roberta Flack from August 69. The tune is called Compared to What? The late Roberta Flack.
I said I love the lie, the love, hanging on with push and shove. Possession is the motivation, hanging up the whole damn nation. Looks like we always end up in a rut, trying to make it real. But compared to what? Said the president, he's got his war. Folks don't know just what it's for. No one gives us rhyme or reason. If you have one doubt, they call it treason. I said we're chicken feathers, all without one gut. Trying to make it real, but compared to what? Go to church on Sunday, sleep and not trying to duck the wrath of God. Preachers filling us with pride, telling what he thinks is right. But he must be some kind of stupid nut. He tries to make it real, where's my money? Unreal values, crass distortion. Unwed mothers, the abortion, and it kind of brings to mind. Oh, young King Tut, he tried.
Yeah, that's we'll send that one out to listener Edmund Williams in Queens, New York. The late Roberta Flack, her first release. I think she had about 30 releases on the Atlantic record label, August 1969. Compared to What is the name of the tune. And Johnny G makes it real here every Wednesday night. So thank you all for being here. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it too as we continue here. Let's fill a request now for listener David Silberg as we head out to New Orleans, Louisiana for this singer. First recorded as a member of the Gondoliers back in 1958. Recorded for, there it is, Joe Rufino's Rick label. That's what I was thinking of. But he would go solo in 1959 on Rick Records with a song called I Won't Cry. Would have 11 releases on Rick Records. Then he would move to Watch Records and Ron Records, Dynamics, the Dynamic label, Gone, and Pacemaker. And then finally, David's request is on Shelby Singleton's SSS International Records, which is out of Nashville, Tennessee. Had 12 releases on the label. This was his second, a tune written by Myrna Smith and Margaret Lewis. It's produced by Shelby Singleton. This charted number 28 on Billboard, number 6 on the R&B chart, and a big number 1 record out in Los Angeles if you were listening to KGFJ. From June 69, Mr. Johnny Adams. This is going out to David Silberg. Johnny Adams on SSS International. The song is called Reconsider Me. For David.
Hello, baby. Yes, it's really me. After all the wrong I've done, I guess you're surprised to see me here at your door, like a sparrow with a broken wing. Who's come back to beg you? Oh, reconsider me. know I bring you and plead. Oh, light my way again, and girl, reconsider me. Oh, please reconsider me. I can't make it without you, girl. Can't you see? So just let me love you eternally. Oh, baby, baby, oh, baby, reconsider me. If you got any feelings for me, baby, 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 oh, baby.
As going out to a listener, David Silberg, in our YouTube chat room. The sound of Johnny Adams. That's my aunt's 45. She was one of the records she used to buy. I tell you, she used to buy 45s from the jukebox distributor here in our local town. He would fill in the jukeboxes, and she used to work in a bar called the Tea for Two. And he said, "Mary, all the records are lined up in the jukebox. They're going to play one after another, the A and B sides, so you can listen to all the records in the jukebox. You get first crack at it. If you don't like what you hear, he had like a connection, a wire connection to the bar. She could reject it, and it would go to the next one. But he programmed them all, and he would come with boxes in his trunk of his car, and you get 25 records for $2. All the sleeves were messed up, but you get those. I have all the jukebox inserts that would come. They would, whatever he was ordering these records from, they would give him this information, they give him this stuff. And she got rid of so many that were probably expensive ones, because she used to also work as a cashier down at General Motors. And she would, I remember she would get silver out of the, when she would get silver quarters or dimes, she would bring them to me. She would give them to me. Because she was taking cash from the guys down there, and she gave the records to the guys on the line. I don't know who, but that's a record she got in the box, one of the many that she would buy. She was not your average teenager by any means when it came to records. Johnny G babbling on here. Have we made a trip to Philadelphia? I don't know if we have, but let's make a trip for listener George Chestnut. This group out of Philadelphia signed with Gilda Wood's Dion label in late 1966, had 8 releases on the label. Their debut single was their biggest hit. I'm sure many of you know the song Dry Your Eyes, but let's give a listen, or I should say George requested their second of 8 on the Dion label, and this is actually a cover tune. I have featured this by the person who did this first. Ben Aiken did it first on the Roulette record label in September '65. This one came out in April of 1967, a tune written by Samuel Bell and Lorraine Ellison. This charted regional number 19 on WQTW in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, but this is going out to listener George Chestnut. Let's give a listen to Brenda and the Tabulations. Brenda and the Tabulations on the Dion record label. It's called, or I should say their rendition of the tune, Stay Together, Young Lovers. This is for George Chestnut.
Stay together, young lovers.
Stay together, young lovers. Though the world seems against you, yeah,
Sound of Philadelphia here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. There you go, by request for listener George Chestnut. That's Brenda and the Tabulations. Brenda Payton on lead there with the Tabulations, April 1967. That's actually their follow-up to Dry Your Eyes, Stay Together Young Lovers on the Dion record label. Let us continue here. Let's fill a request now for listener Leonard Mancini. Does anyone remember the ABC TV animated cartoon series called The Hardy Boys? And it aired on Saturday mornings back in 1969. Now, it featured the Hardy Boys, Joe and Frank, along with their friends, Chubby Morton, Wanda Key Brackenridge, and Pete Jones. And this Pete Jones was one of the first black characters to appear on Saturday morning TV. Now, they toured as a rock band. This is the theme of the show. Toured as a rock band while solving mysteries. Now, in these shows, songs were inserted in the middle of these mysteries, performed by a group calling themselves the Hardy Boys. Now, this was created by a company called Filmation, and they had success on a previous TV series that many of you may know, also called The Archies. And of course, they had they had some hit singles, mainly a song called Sugar Sugar, which was a big #1 hit for the Archies, which was really Ron Dante on the vocal there. But there were actual musicians from the Midwest hired to sing and perform as the Hardy Boys, which included Reed Kaling. He was the guitarist and vocals. He represented Frank Hardy in the series. Jeff Taylor, he was the bass and on vocals. He was Joe Hardy. There was Norbert Solstiak, if I said that right. He was on sax. He was Chubby Morton, and Bob Crowder, he was the drummer, and he represented Pete Jones. And the female in the group, her name was Devin English. She played tambourine and organ and backup vocals. She represented Wanda K. Brackenridge. And RCA Records, they put out 2 LPs by the group. One was called Here Come the Hardy Boys. The other was called Wheels. And they also had 3 singles that were released on the RCA record label. Now, Leonard requested their first release, which bubbled under it, number 101. But this was a big number 3 record on WSGN in Birmingham, Alabama. Let's go to August of 1969 by request for Leonard Mancini in our YouTube chat room. These are the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys on RCA Records. It's called Love and Let Love. This is for Leonard.
You know that's how it ought to be. Love and let love. Can't you see that's how it's gotta be? We all live in a world of strangers passing by in the streets. What we need is a world of changes, and we could start it all with the philosophy of love and let love. It's the answer to what we really need. Love and let love. That's the way we could live in harmony. As long as we're here, we'd better learn to live with each other. Everybody could groove together and find there's happiness in one another. As long as we're here, we'd better learn to live with each other. each other. Everybody could groove together and find this happiness in one another. Love and let love. It's the answer to what we really need. Love and let love. That's the way we could live in harmony.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised I got through as much as I did here, as the copyright police have blocked Johnny G. It's a very unfortunate, and it always happens before I play a song for Adrian Viterbo, as it did. That is a sad thing there. But anyway, there you go, from the Saturday morning cartoon show there. The Hardy Boys there, by request for Leonard Mancini, August 1969, on the RCA record label. Love and Let Love is the name of the tune. Well, we're going to only go for one, well, maybe we're going to go two more records here before we sign off here on the Vinyltreasure Show. We're going to fill this one in for Adrian Viterbo, another girl group sound, as we head out to Los Angeles, California. This girl group had 3 releases on Gene Autry's Challenge label. Now, the group included Alder Ray, Priscilla Kennedy, Freddie Poole, and Patsy Cetis. And this is Adrian requested their second release on the Challenge record label, co-written and produced by Bobby Sanders. This is arranged by Gene Page, and it features Alda Ray on lead. And this is from October of 1964. This bubbled under at number 120 and was a big number 3 record on KDIA out of Oakland, California. They're called the Delegates. The Delegates from October 64 on Challenge. The song is called I Want to Get Married. This is for Adrian Viterbo.
When he comes over at night, and when he holds me tight, the sweet words that he say to me, yeah, yeah, I wish it could last eternally, but time is running out. Yeah, time is running out. I want to get married. Oh yeah. Do you know what I mean? The man is good to me, yeah, yeah. Gives me everything you see. He never fusses or fights, no, no. This man always treats me right. But time is running out. Yeah, time is running out. I want to get married. Oh yeah. I wonder why he hasn't asked me to be his wife, live with him in a paradise. Now he's the kind of guy that every girl needs. But I wonder where you matter with me. He says, baby, I love you, and I'll never place no one above you. He told me, baby, I need you, yeah, yeah, but I'll have to deceive you, 'cause I'm already
There you go. That one there by request for listener Adrian Viterbo. That's the sound of the Delegates. The Delegates from October 64 came out on the Gene Autry's Challenge record label. That's, what did I say, their second of 3 on Challenge. I Want to Get Married is the name of the tune. That features Alda Ray on lead. Well, you know what? It's unfortunate, though, but the any song that will be tagged as copyright is probably going to shut down the program here. So that's going to be a swift end to the show here. So that's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyltreasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool Soul 45s out of my collection. And if you do have a request, you can email them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. That is the contact number. I will be back on Saturday night. No show tomorrow afternoon. I'll be back on Saturday night beginning at 9 p.m., 9 to midnight with the 50s and early 60s vocal group R&B show. So if you do have a request, get it to me before then, so then I'll feature it here on the program. And if not, well, that's the way it goes. But anyway, if the show does get blocked, if this show does get blocked by any means, you can go to vinyltreasures.net. I will post it on my community wall, though, with the link. They've been posting these shows up anyway, even with the blocking it as it did. I got away with a lot tonight. I was surprised. But anyway, so that's going to do it for tonight. I do have a closer, and our closer is by a request for listener Chris Reed. This singer, born in Groesbeck, Texas, was a member of a group called the Celebrities. His name was, or I should say the Celebrities backed him up. His name was Clay Hammond. And he was also a former member of a gospel group called the Mighty Clouds of Joy, which included Little Johnny Taylor, who would record Clay's song Part-Time Love back in 1963. But Clay's younger brother, Walter, was a member of the Olympics. And Clay went on to have a number of soul releases on the Galaxy label, also Duo Disc and Keyman Records and Ron Records, but Chris requested his debut single on Max Weiss's Galaxy record label, which was out of San Francisco. Now, the tune was written by it's a tune he wrote. It was produced by Cliff Goldsmith and arranged by Ray Shanklin. So our closer tonight is on the Galaxy label from September of '63 for listener Chris Reed. It's Clay Hammond. Clay Hammond on Galaxy. It's called My Baby Left Me Crying. Well, Johnny G is going to be leaving you. I hope not crying. Thank you all for being here this evening. Thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. Again, if you're new to the program here, just discovering the show, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I have an inkling they're going to shut me down with this closer tonight. So I apologize in advance for that. So thank you all for being here. I will see some of you on Saturday night beginning at 9 p.m. for the Rhythm and Blues, the 50s and early 60s Rhythm and Blues show on Saturday night. Just want to say, everybody, so long. This is for Chris Reed, Clay Hammond.
Now can't you see? Can't you see? Can't you see? My baby done left me. Whoa, can't you see? My baby done left me. Can't you see? My baby done left me. She fell in love. My baby fell in love one day. It was early one morning with my best friend. She left me standing in my back door crying. Whoa, she left me standing in my back door crying. After all I did for her, she left me crying. My baby left me crying one day. Now after a while, it's gonna be over. Oh, after a while, it's gonna be over. Yeah, I'm gonna find me somebody new. I won't have to cry no more. I won't have to cry no more, baby. I won't have to shed another tear. I won't have to worry about you no more. I won't have to cry.